Hey guys, as you all know, Ethereum has been making waves in the crypto ecosystem simply because of its tremendous price increase and its integration with the proof of stake algorithm. Now, according to data from CoinGecko, Ethereum sat at the price of $375 back in October of 2022. Fast forward to October of 2021, Ethereum is now above 3,800 at the time of making this video. That means Ethereum has seen a price increase of over 1,000%. Now, I can honestly say few coins can beat that. Also, reports show that the cryptocurrency market has achieved $2.6 trillion in market cap. Guys, this is absolutely insane what's happening right now in the cryptocurrency space. We're now talking about an industry that has toppled Apple, Microsoft, Amazon in terms of market capitalization. Also, Cardona has lost its third place position to BNB, which is the Binance exchange coin, and charts show that it could potentially decline further. Could this be true? If so, what does that mean for the Cardona network? So today we're going to go over some really awesome Ethereum charts, and we're also going to cover some of the top stories in the entire crypto space in general, bringing you only the best stuff right here at Crypto News, and you'll get it on a daily basis. So if you're into crypto news and you want to get it fresh every single day, then hit that subscribe button. That way, as I release more headline stories like this, you'll get notified. Now, I know you're itching to get into all this amazing stuff right now, but I did want to let you know that I am giving away a free Ledger hardware wallet. Just leave me a comment below and you'll now have a chance to win one of the top hardware wallets for cryptocurrency. And of course, this is not investment advice. Please do your own research anytime you purchase any sort of digital asset. This video is strictly for educational purposes only. So Ethereum's native token Ether has rallied by more than 415% this year to over 3,800, and two major bullish patterns developing on its charts highlight the scope for another upside move, ultimately toward the 6,200 to 6,500 price range. Now here's the chart I really wanted to show you. It really shows how the price of Ethereum is showing some bullish patterns based on its candlestick indicators. So the ETH price eyes 4K resistance breakout. So the first decisive break above the psychological $4,000 mark, which serves as a pattern resistance trend line to a 5-month old ascending triangle and a cup and handle pattern, and could trigger a textbook price rally in the coming sessions. In detail, the 6,250 level appears as the profit target for the ascending triangle pattern, calculated by measuring its widest distance between its horizontal and rising trend lines, and adding the output to the potential breakout level, which is above 4,000. So what this chart is basically suggesting is that ETH can hit 6.5K in Q4, and you can clearly see the swings here, and there's clear resistance right here at 4K. So if ETH can break that 4K resistance, you can see another upside swing that's going to put it right here at about 6,200, 6,500. These swings have been pretty predictable over the past months, and now that we're entering the bull run for Q4, breaking above this resistance, you can clearly see how this can potentially swing to 6,500. Now the upside appears as ETH price eyes a breakout above its 5-month-old resistance trend line, which would make a roughly 64% increase in price from today's price. At the same time, the cup and handle pattern, which has slightly lower success rate than the ascending triangle, shows a potential run up towards 6,550 in the coming sessions, up by 56% from the current levels. One of the primary catalysts that support two bullish indicators is trading volume, which has been falling across the formation of the said patterns. That suggests a weak consolidation sentiment among traders. Meanwhile, the relative strength index RSI below the overbought threshold of 70 also shows adequate room for a bull run. Similarly, Coinmarketcap highlighted 22,300 as ETH's price target in the same period, based on its 120x price rally following the second Bitcoin halving. So as you can see, there are a lot of different statistics that are showing ETH's price above a 6,500 price point. And on a more bullish sense, if you're trying to calculate how ETH's performed in the past when relative to Bitcoin's price from the previous halving, you can see that there's also potential for 120x return for ETH that will put it at around $22,000, which is a pretty strong claim to make that kind of an indicator. However, time will tell to see if in fact these charts are going to match up with ETH's potential price at 2,300. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Bitcoin and Ethereum correlation effect. It's a real thing to see how Bitcoin and Ethereum are actually correlated in price. When Bitcoin moves at a certain level, so does Ethereum. So I'm really excited to show you some of these charts. You can see that in this chart right here, and I found this beautiful trajectory that actually shows Bitcoin and Ethereum post Bitcoin halving's growth trajectory. So it's showing you that back in July of 2020, this right here is BTC, and this right here is ETH, and it's showing you how their prices have been correlated. I mean, just if you look at it from a snapshot point of view, just not knowing anything, you might even think that this is the same coin you're looking at based on how the projections have been showing the gains being made in the specific time periods. And you can see from July 2020, there was a growth trajectory after the second halving, and it went down a little bit here and then just went parabolic in the following months into 2020, and just went parabolic leading up to 2021. And it sort of consolidated here around the same time that Bitcoin's making these same moves, which is right here. And within the same time period, you can clearly see that these two are showing some signs of correlation, and as well leading up to a potential bull run. And you can even see how their dips are also similar, and Bitcoin's sort of tapering out the bottom of the previous bear market, which is right here. And you can see how Ethereum's been performing slightly worse than Bitcoin, but still you can still see the uptick coming into right now when you're predicting how it's going to go for the next couple of years. Now, when we follow the graph all the way up to 2021 of November, it's predicting this entire bull run that's going to happen right here. And it looks like the bull run might last until the end of December, and looks to taper off according to these charts between January, February, and March. And you can see that here. They're showing a little bit of a slightly more bearish signal for Ethereum around this point. However, if you were to sell somewhere in Q4 towards the end, you might be looking at some juicy profits before it begins to taper off. Or you can just hodl and hold on for dear life. Who knows? With ETH 2.0, it can continually go up. These charts are basically just trying to overlay what the correlation is between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they've been fairly accurate when you kind of compare the charts. So the optimistic outlook for ETH appears in the wake of a market-wide upside boom led by Bitcoin's 29% month-to-date price rally. According to CryptoWatch, the 30-day correlation between Bitcoin and Ethereum sits near 0.89, meaning that the success rate of the two assets moving in sync is 89%. Coinmarketcap, a crypto-focused newsletter, noted the positive correlation as it highlighted the Ether's price reaction to Bitcoin's halvings that slashes the BTC's issuance rate by half every 4 years. Again, the portal studied Bitcoin and Ether's price reactions to the previous two halvings and applied the dataset to predict their tops after the third halving, which took place on May 11th, 2020. As a result, it anticipated BTC to rise 29.5 times to hit 253,000 by late November 2021. Now, time will tell if their price predictions, however, they have been extremely accurate in correlating the price between Bitcoin and Ethereum and predicting that to a sync of 89%, which is pretty accurate in my opinion. Now, the ETH supply crunch continues. More bullish cues for Ethereum appeared in the form of its ongoing supply squeeze. Notably, the number of Ether deposited into Ethereum 2.0 smart contract reached an all-time high around 7.98 million ETH on October 1st. These tokens remain locked, untransferable for another year or more. Meanwhile, the total amount of Ether held across all exchanges continued to stay around its record lows, with CryptoQuant reporting 18.187 million ETH in reserves on Monday compared to 23.323 million ETH a year ago. And you can see on this graph right here how the ETH reserves have been going down the past year compared to where they were at last year. So according to the data tracker Sentiment reported a rise in new Ether address. Crypto data tracker Sentiment reported a rise in new Ether addresses last week of 64.5 million. That means people are actually removing their ETH from the exchange, implying that that's a bullish signal. When people are sending their Ethereum to a Coinbase exchange or to a Binance exchange, to any exchange really, what that's implying is that they're looking to sell their ETH, implying bearish signals. So that's basically the concept behind reserves in an exchange. If there's less reserves over over time, that's more bullish news. If there's more reserves, that implies potential bearish news, simply because more people can potentially sell, which is why they're sending ETH to the exchange to begin with. And on the other hand, and what this chart is showing is that basically there are more wallets with Ethereum that are non-zero than there were a year before. So you can see this little nice graph right here showing that the wallets have been increasing for non-zero ETH wallets. All that means is that these wallets have at least some ounce of ETH in them, implying that they're not zeroed out completely. There's some ETH in them, implying that they are actively trading or investing in the cryptocurrency markets right now. So as these wallets increase, that means there's just more people participating in Ethereum today than there were last year. The cryptocurrency markets have toppled $2.6 trillion. So the crypto market touches new all-time highs. This gives the crypto industry a lead over some of the largest tech giants. Compared to the previous $2.5 trillion record high witnessed in May, when compared to the previous $2.5 trillion record high witnessed in May, this is a watershed moment for an industry that boasts of more than $100 billion in market cap, 33% surge in aggregate market cap from January's $830 billion. That is an insane amount of money that has been coming into cryptocurrency, and I think all of this growth was only a matter of time, and it's going to continue to grow at this pace once more and more people find out just how powerful decentralized finance is, as more people are coming in onto the NFT platforms and are just looking to do things differently than the traditional legacy system that we've always known for our entire lives. Now we're introduced into a whole new financial ecosystem that has never existed before, and this tells me that people are actually extremely excited not only about the gains but the technology that is actually being developed over the past few months, but also all of the brilliant technology that has emerged over the past few years in cryptocurrency. And of course, Bitcoin is a pace setter for altcoins. Taking a more cursory look at the data, Bitcoin leads the pack with $1.18 trillion in market cap. This represents a 45% share of the total crypto market cap. So it's interesting because the number of altcoins that have seen their market cap exceed 1 billion has grown to over 100 tokens. So that means there are 100 tokens besides Bitcoin that have already achieved a market cap above $1 billion. That's pretty amazing. The top 10 crypto assets by market cap alone have each of their market caps exceeding $30 billion, while an average of those in the top 20 exceeds $10 billion per asset. As of press time, the market cap of Ethereum's $458 billion market cap, that of Binance Coin stands around $79 billion, while that of Tether and Cardona stands at $70 billion and $60 billion respectively. So Cardona slips to the 4th position on the market cap list. So what does the future hold for it? Cardona has now lost its spot at the 3rd place on the top 10 as its crypto price had refused to move in accordance with the broader crypto market. While other altcoins had rallied alongside Bitcoin, ADA had remained mostly stagnant. Despite the hype created around the project when smart contracts capabilities was launched last month, support had dwindled for the asset. Its race above $3 had seen it overtake Binance native token BNB to clinch the top 3 spot, but ADA has once again surrendered this position as it dropped to the 4th place while BNB surged, beating ADA by $9 billion in market cap. Now, ADA may still suffer some losses. The Cardona project has not had any market-moving news in recent times. There have been, however, news regarding the project investing in smaller Cardona-focused startups. However, nothing has created hype around the project. Its foray into the decentralized finance DeFi space has been delayed because although the blockchain is now capable of supporting smart contracts, building the protocols required to provide decentralized financial services to users takes time to build. Developers have been working hard on deploying their decentralized applications, dApps, on the network. If the digital asset does not see any significant improvement in support of the momentum, then ADA may run the risk of falling below $2. Now, ADA's community boasts some of the strongest hold sentiment, with over 70% of its total supply currently staked. However, without significant amounts of money coming into the asset, it's likely to continue a downward trend that may set the price to retest the $1.70 range. So it does have a huge community revolving around Cardona. Now, if you look at Cardona's Twitter, they have one of the largest followings on Reddit. And if 70% of their total supply is staked, that means people are just holding this cryptocurrency. They're not looking to sell it. So these are one of the strongest communities you can get for cryptocurrency, but Cardona still does need more capital to sustain its current position in market cap, which is number 4. Otherwise, without more capital, you're going to continue to see the price of Cardona fall. So we're going to really see what happens for Cardona. They are doing some things to really onboard more developers. So I'm excited to see what they come up with and what developers begin building on Cardona, but time will tell. It is interesting to note, though, that the founder of Cardona did begin a tour in Africa. So Bitcoinist reported last week that Cardona founder Charles Hoskinson was getting ready to begin a tour in Africa. Hoskinson confirmed that the tour had kicked off on October 15th when he posted a tweet that showed him appearing on a panel in South Africa where the tour was scheduled to begin. Hoskinson, in conjunction with the Cardona Foundation, plans to visit various startups on the continent that are building on the blockchain. They will provide funding and education as needed to this project and help to guide them through deploying on the Cardona network. Now, this still has not been the needle moving kind of news that you'll expect. However, Cardona is still actively pursuing developers who are talented, and they're going all over the world to get the best minds to build smart contracts on the Cardona platform. But they are finding some of the most brilliant people around the entire world to build dApps on the Cardona blockchain. Now, I thought this piece of news was absolutely riveting because it's showing that Polkadot means business when they're trying to bring talent to their blockchain. They want developers building dApps on Polkadot. So this piece of news I found fascinating. Gavin Wood, the founder of Polkadot, announced a $774 million development fund for DeFi. That's almost $1 billion that Gavin Wood is taking out of the reserve treasury for Polkadot, which is basically saying they're going pedal to the metal to onboard as many developers as they can to bring as many dApps to the blockchain, thereby overall in the long term expanding its value by expanding its capacity to serve crypto users. So Gavin Wood saying that the Polkadot treasury currently has 18.936 DOT in its treasury. So it's ready to spend on your ideas for building, improving, and educating, and indeed anything else that the Polkadot governance believes valuable. Wood wrote on Twitter inviting DOT holders to put forward their suggestions for furthering the network's growth. The network proposed on-chain governance systems to take into consideration token holders, validators, a council, and a technical committee. The DOT in the treasury comes as a natural part of the network's protocol. Fees, slashes, and suboptimal staking configurations are all contributing factors. Gavin Wood also goes on to say, if it goes unused, it slowly gets burned. It currently burns 239 DOT every month, and Polkadot is ready for the parachain launch. The network's first parachain slot auctions are proposed to begin on November 11th, as the heterogeneous multi-chain architecture outlined in the Polkadot whitepaper comes close to unraveling. DOT's price rose more than 16% during the past 7-day period following the developers' announcements that Polkadot is technically ready to support the first parachain's diverse, specialized blockchains that will actualize the network's groundbreaking multi-chain architecture. So Polkadot, as you know, has been leading the pack in innovation. Gavin Woods himself was formerly with Ethereum, so I'm really excited to see how this fund plays out and what kind of innovation happens. I mean, if you don't know this already, Gavin Woods is actually the co-founder of Ethereum, and Ethereum already sits at above a $400 billion market cap. So Polkadot has a lot of room to grow. It has one of the best minds in cryptocurrency leading the pack, and now they really want to start pivoting on bringing as much growth as possible. So I'm starting to see that, and the Polkadot parachain is a very unique structure that basically allow protocols. Now, the Polkadot blockchain in and of itself is a very unique chain in that protocols actually bid in auctions to gain a slot in the Polkadot system. So if people want to use the Polkadot chain, sort of relative audience that they're promoting this to, and if they win the para auctions, that means they'll be able to integrate with the Polkadot system, thereby giving the protocol multi-chain access from its very complex but very systematic architecture. So it's really exciting to see. see what kind of innovation is going to come to Polkadot. That is a lot of money for innovation. So, I mean, this is some really good news for Polkadot. So we'll see what kind of price action this continues to push for Polkadot in the near term future. Well, there you have it, some of the top stories in cryptocurrency today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button, throw some likes. It does support this channel. And of course, if you do want to win a free Ledger hardware wallet, please leave me a comment below. It can be anything regarding cryptocurrency or something related to this video. I would love to know what you think. And as always, I will see you all on the next video.